Now, one of the definitions for the Atman, which is Brahman, is, there are many definitions. Sat-Chit-Ananda is one definition. Sat-Chit-Ananda. Absolute existence, absolute consciousness, absolute bliss is one definition. Then another definition. Sajatiya, Vijatiya, Swagata Beta, Rahita. Brahman is that which is free of Sajatiya Beta. That is to say, in Brahman there isn't anything similar to it. Sajatiya. Vijatiya. There isn't anything which is dissimilar to it. So what is dissimilar to it? The whole universe is dissimilar to it. So there isn't anything dissimilar to it. Nothing similar to it. Nothing dissimilar to it. And then Swagata Beta Rahita. And then at the same time Swagata. Within itself, it is not constructed of parts. It has no parts. It has no parts. It's not made up of parts. Like
Avyav Rahit. Avyav Rahit.
Avyav Rahit is one thing. Here it is constituted of various aspects. Like the human body. The human body is constituted of various aspects. It has got the brain, it has got the sense organs, it has got the legs. So it's constituted of all of these factors. So it is not, so everyone is different from the other. The head is different from the senses, and the senses are different from the body structure. So this is differences within oneself, within one setup itself. But the Atman is free of all of this, Swagata Beda. There are no differentiations, and no is it made up of parts. Because we hear sometimes in the Western world, people erroneously mention that we are all parts of God, which is incorrect. We are not parts of God. My heavens, if we were to be constituted of parts of God, what would be the fate of God?
Nothing will be left in.
Nothing will be left of him. With all the crazy individuals being part of him. So we are not parts of God. This is a popular saying, but it's an erroneous saying. It's an error, a great error. So we are not parts of God. All of us put together do not go to make up Mr. God's existence. It is not so. So therefore, this Swagata Beta has to be clear. Has to be clear. So therefore, when you have none of these, and when your mind state also is in a similar condition. Now remember, your mind state has got it doesn't perceive anything dissimilar. When your mind state, it doesn't perceive a tree, a mountain, a sky, they are all dissimilar to the Atman. It doesn't see anything dissimilar. Nor does it perceive anything similar. And nor does your mind perceive anything which is made up of parts, conscious of. So whenever your mind is in such a state, free of these, then it is an ekarasa state. It is a one nature, or one essence everywhere. One essence everywhere. And when it is a one essence everywhere, all over, then what is happening is your mind is free of duality. Your mind is free of multiplicity. It's free of multiplicity. When it is free of multiplicity, it is simultaneously free of duality. Duality of I and you. I and the universe. This is duality. So this duality also disappears. Multiplicity also disappears in this state of mind, in this frame of mind. Then at this state, your mind state has got synchronized, has synchronized itself with a state of Brahman. If these two palms are similar, And when they synchronize. When you bring them together, they synchronize. So similarly also,
they cover exactly
each other. They cover each other properly. They fit each other properly. So similarly also, you have been told what Brahman is. You have been told. This is a jnana. This is the knowledge that has been imparted to you. So now you have got to correspondingly make your mind state also so. This is your sadhana, practice. Because, so during these moments, what you have to do is, there should not be any, your mind should have no nirakara. This is what is understood as nirakara. There are no akaras, no forms. Your mind state is now free of all forms. Nirakara. Nirvikara. There is no modification. Nirvikara. There are no modifications in your mind. And modifications in the form of what? Various thoughts, various thought patterns, various object patterns. It has none of this. Nirakara, Nirvikara, and Niranjanam. So Niranjanam also means that it is untouched by anything. Untouched by anything. It is pure space, like space. It's just pure space, untouched by anything. So when your mind state is in this state, correspondingly, it has corresponded with the idea which was given to you about Brahman. About Brahman. So when this happens, when this state of affairs happens, this is called Advaita. This is called the Advaita, or maintaining the non-dual awareness. Non-dual awareness. All these years, you are only maintaining the Dvaita awareness. Dvaita awareness is I and you, I and the universe. I and the multiplicity of things is Dvaita. This is the Dvaiti. So everybody in the world is a natural Dvaiti. You don't need a philosophy for that, to be a Dvaiti, automatically. But when you, from Dvaita vision, when you get to the non-dual vision, this is the non-dual vision. This is called Advaita. This non-dual vision is Advaita. And you maintain this, when you maintain this vision, non-dual vision, your mind has synchronized itself with a state of Brahman. That is why he says, Yada tada. When you maintain this state, tada, then at that time, Vistaram Brahma Sampatyate. It's a very pertinent statement. Not later on. Right now itself, you are in tune. You are in tune with Brahman.
At that very moment.
At that very moment, you are in tune with Brahman. So therefore, continue this. This is sadhana. This is jnana sadhana. It's called knowledge discipline, jnana sadhana. So there.
Just one.
Yeah.
This state you mentioned of mind.
Yes.
Is it that Akhand Brahmakar?
Yes. Yes. This is, there's another term for it. And this term corresponds to another technical statement called Akhandakara Vritti or Brahmakara Vritti. Akhanda Brahmakara means continuous Brahmakara Vritti. So you are supposed to maintain this state continuously. Akhanda Brahmakara Vritti. So Brahma Akara Vritti. That is what it means. Brahma, there are three words there. Brahma Akara Vritti. So your mind state, the Vritti, has taken the Akara, the formless nature of Brahman. Brahmakara Vritti. Because this is a mystery. There is a mystery about it. People wonder how to maintain this Brahmakara Vritti. What is this Brahmakara Vritti? How to maintain it? They wonder very much. Brahman is not a vastu. It is not a thing or a substance or an entity.
Shapeless.
Huh? It is not only shapeless, it is not an entity, not a vastu, not a substance. Huh? But it is, you got to understand, one has to understand what it is. It is the state of beingness. So therefore, that is why Vistaram Brahma Sampatyate, you attain. It's a very noble state. As for instance, let me illustrate this with you. Shankha Chakra Gada Padma Vishnu with 4 arms, beautifully adorned with his Krida. And when you are able to visualize this Vishnu, then what are you doing? Your mind has assumed the form or the akara of Vishnu. Right? And when it attains the form or the akara of Vishnu, then it is said Vishnu akara. And when you are reverently worshipping Vishnu in this manner, then you are doing upasana of Vishnu. Got it? In the same way also, Brahma akara vritti. So what is Brahman? Brahman has no akara, no form. It has no form at all. So this Brahman, which is of such a nature, your vritti, your Brahma akara, so of the formless Brahman, it has assumed the form or the nature of the formless Brahman. Your mind state. So your mind state is the vritti. So therefore at this point, your mind state has correspondingly become one with Brahman, and therefore it is doing Brahma upasana.
Swamiji, Brahma
Bhava. This is called Brahma Bhava. And when you have this feeling of oneness with Brahman, this feeling of Brahman with oneness with Brahman, and it's a loving feeling of oneness. Tum hai hum ek hi hai. Brahman and I are one. We are not two. So this way, this feeling that you develop, it's called as Parabhakti. This is called as Parabhakti, or it is called as supreme devotion. Supreme devotion. You are devotedly maintaining this state with all love and adoration of the state of oneness with Brahman. With Brahman. You want to experience Brahman. So therefore, that's the most wonderful thing. And therefore your mind has now synchronized itself with what Brahman is. And this is what it is. So that is what he is trying to explain to you. But he's bringing it out in his own peculiar way.
Swami, just one question.
Yes.
We are still one step away from Brahman.
Yes. Yes. But you have not yet become Brahman. But you are trying to maintain the awareness of Brahman. You are still in the sadhana avastha. Sadhana avastha. So in the sadhana avastha, this frame of mind has to be maintained. So when this frame of mind is maintained over a period of time, then what happens is you develop Brahman samskaras. Brahman samskaras. The samskaras, or with respect to Brahman, every time you practice this is being developed. So these Brahman samskaras, or the Atma samskaras, they go and neutralize what? The anatma samskara which you had. The anatma samskara. The samskara means impressions. So every time you maintain this particular state, you are acquiring the impression of Brahman. That's a better way of putting it. You are cultivating and acquiring the impression of Brahman. And this impression of Brahman will go and neutralize and efface all the worldly impressions and all the human impressions. The human impressions are that I am a human individual, with all my limited human limitations, with all my human character. This is the human impression. So these human impressions go to get neutralized or effaced or cleared. It is just like the dusting is taking place. The dusting is taking place. The mirror has been very well dusted for a long time. It has got incrustations. So now you are clearing it. Clearing the incrustations. So this is exactly what is happening. So by this act of meditation, this is the purpose of it. This is the primary purpose of meditation. If in case you did not have these human impressions, that I am so and so, this is a human impression. If you did not have this human impression, and if your mind was a total blank, with no impressions, the moment you are told that you are Brahman, you should realize it, you should experience it. Right? The very fact that you are unable to experience it means that there is a block there. There is a parda. The parda is my ego or the human impressions. So this parda or the curtain has to be cleared. This is the veil which has to be cleared. So clearing of this veil is now what is being undertaken. Which is the human impression. Which is the human impression. So because the human impressions, you have cultivated it over a long time. It's not only in this lifetime, but in so many lifetimes, you had accumulated all these human impressions. So therefore, it will take some time for you to clear it. This is the purpose. So therefore, when you are in this particular state of ekastam anupashyati, and the word anupashyati has been used. Anu means according to you are following it up, is a follow-up of the instructions which are being given to you. The teachings which have been given to you by the teacher and by the scriptures, that is being followed up by you. Anupashyati, according to that you are following it up. Otherwise you wouldn't know how to proceed into this. So therefore it is anupashyati. As per the way you have been taught, you are following it up. Anupashyati. Shastra drishtiya. Shastra drishtiya. So, as explained by the teacher, Shastra drishtiya, you are now following it up. Anupashyati. And in this particular state, as we mentioned, since similar perceptions are not there, dissimilar perceptions are not there, dissimilar perceptions of the things of the universe are not there, dissimilar perceptions of mental perceptions are not there, and Swagata Beta, and also you're not broken into parts. It is Ekarasa. So, when all of this anartha, this is called the anartha. The presence of this is the anartha. Anartha means undesirable. These are the undesirable impressions. When these undesirable impressions and moods are no more there, then you have attained. Automatically your mind state has attained to the state of Brahman. Vistaram Brahma sampatyate tada, at that time. So this is what it means.